Welcome to the latest edition of Career Videos by the Knowledge Academy. Our today's video is the part 2 for the ITIL problem management. But before moving on to this session, if you like what you're about to see, consider subscribing to our YouTube channel and enabling that bell icon next to it so that you would never miss out on any of the informative content that we put out. So without further ado, let's take a look at the agenda for this video. Initially, we'll go through the process flow. After that, we will see the various objectives. And then we'll finally go on to see the various challenges. So let's move on to our first topic, process flows. The first step of ITIL problem management process starts with identifying problems and then concludes when the team takes preventive measures to avoid a similar problem in the future. Preparation. First response stage towards an incident occurrence is planning and preparation. This time should be utilized meticulously to plan, prioritize, assign, and delegate roles and responsibilities for the team. Setting up a response plan and implementing an effective strategy from the start is the key to ensuring that the consistent and timely response to any possible incidents. Problem identification. The second most crucial stage in ITIL problem management process is problem identification and threat detection. Your team will endeavor to recognize and acknowledge an issue at this level to contain, analyze, and eradicate threats. Whether your crew detects it or not, several occurrences or end-user complaints make your staff learn about them. Now you can check your records of issues to determine whether your company has previously experienced any similar issues. Problem logging and threat containment. To record and log in the relevant details to maintain an entire historical record of all the incidents and problems, you must use any of the relevant methods to log in all the details, including user information, time, date, description, associated incidents, and closure information. Within this process comes categorization, wherein all the required categories must be logged in to monitor the problems, assign, and escalate the categories in an appropriate order. Then comes prioritization. Prioritizing is critical for the staff to understand and determine the problem resolution structure. Then finally, the threat containment. Based on the severity of the critical threats, you must prioritize immediately contain the incident. The foremost goal of the containment is to isolate the hazard to minimize and prevent further damage to your system. The antivirus can only quarantine the predefined threats, but the other severe threats like data breaches and other malicious malware and undefined viruses would need a sophisticated approach to handle the threats. The next in line process is the problem analysis. Discovering the underlying root cause of an issue at this step is the ITIL problem management process is essential to repair your system and preventing any such future attacks. To tackle the problem as quickly as possible, your team needs to plan the best line of action. You may enhance the overall availability of the services and achieve better outcomes at this point by proactively detecting similar incidents that may influence business operations. Resolving the problem. Resolving the problem is one of the most crucial stages where the actual work happens. You need to initiate most appropriate solution once you have identified the root cause of the problem. Problem no longer continues and cannot result in more incidents after it has been resolved and tagged as closed. You must confirm the pertinent description of the issue and the measures your team took to fix it are included in the problem record. Up next is recovery. You can start your recovery and restoration processes once you have analyzed the incident and resolved the immediate threats. The extent of the damage caused decides the necessary effort required to determine the length of this phase. In case of any data breach, the organization's servers may be required to deploy patches or replace the damaged units. Nonetheless, if you have suppressed an unauthorized entry incident, the simple solution would be to change the passwords. Interpreting the incident will help you exterminate the future problems and reduce the proximity of the similar occurrences. Simultaneously, you will get better knowledge of the incident responses planning to initiate a complete and successful recovery. Then comes finally the problem prevention and testing. Problem prevention and testing is the ITIL problem management lifecycle's final and the most crucial step. Your team has a deeper understanding of the issue and is working non-stop to solve it. The foremost goal is to stop the similar issues or occurrences from happening again. You may also write knowledge-based articles about specific problems and publish them as best practice for the problem management so that the others can learn and benefit from them. Let's move on to our next topic, which will be the various challenges. The challenges in problem solving includes: it is very time-consuming and labor-intensive. Problems in ITIL problem management are never measured, resulting in the management being strenuous and demanding at times. Now let's see the various objectives. Finally, when it comes to objectives, the problem management has 3 key objectives: to identify and prevent problems and resulting incidents from happening. Then comes to eliminate repetitive incidents and have a control over the problems. And then finally, to minimize the impacts of the incidents that cannot be prevented. So that's all for this video of the ITIL problem management part 2. Thank you.